All right, today we're just quickly going to go over some stuff with the body that has developed, and we're going to talk about putting the 4400 milliamp battery in. The other battery is the same width when you put it long ways up. And the other thing is, I think most people are going to try to install this with the leads forward, just like this battery was installed. But personally, I really did not like that my wires ran right along the edge of the body with no protection, and then they were just kind of loose here. So I put the battery in with the leads facing backwards, and it fit perfectly right inside the tray. It actually sits down inside the vehicle in the same tray that this fit in. I just received this in the mail today, so it just went in the truck, and I kind of was looking for some info or pictures of how other people had put it in, and I just decided, okay, I'm just gonna Lego this. I'm gonna see how it fits. So I would recommend routing your ESC wire behind these capacitors, and then you can loop it right in to this body mount and get your zip tie tightened down. I'm actually going to give it a little bit of space from those capacitors. I don't know how hot they get. I haven't actually fit the body on, so we'll see if I'm wasting a zip tie here. I don't think it's going to collide, but you know, anything's possible. So, and then we're charging right now, but here's the leads that will connect to the cell voltage connector. Those should fit right down in there, so that should be great. Okay, so this is the carbon fiber edition, which has the upgraded body, but hopefully this doesn't go out of focus, but you can see I've got corner damage. I landed back corner and just absolutely crushed this. I was able to press out most of that divot with my fingers and get it pretty close to original. This is an upgraded body. It's a little bit thicker than what comes with the alloy edition. And I would say that maybe the alloy edition should have this body, and they should even increase the thickness of this, because I pushed this back in, but I had a punch through in the back of the body here. I'm sure everybody's going to look at this and say, what a piece of crap. It does look like crap, I understand, but it also protects my ESC on one side and the compartment on the other side. I'll get a close-up with the body on, but I just taped on blister pack here to kind of cover the wheel wells without making it look completely stupid, I guess. I'm more of a function over form type of guy. So what do we got? Okay, so no problem with the ESC connection. The body is on. The other thing that I wanted to address is my tether clip broke. Come on, seriously. So it broke off. What I'm going to do to repair that is, and of course, I've got so much junk on the bench here that okay, we'll just get a new piece of heat shrink for demonstration purposes, because I'm not going to actually put this together, but take a piece of 3/32 heat shrink. We're going to trim it down, and what we're going to do is we're going to slide this over the rubber after we put a layer of duct tape over that, and then slide this end on to the remaining rubber connection here. Oh, it's on the, okay. I knew I had it right around here. I guess I hit it on myself. So I've already got this kind of lined up. I already cut this piece to length, so it slides on, and then you insert the clip back into it, and then all we're going to do is slide that on, and we're going to burn this with a lighter to shrink it down, and then I'm going to put a zip tie on this end of it, and I'm going to put a zip tie on this end of it to capture as best I can this clip. When it broke, I was like, great, how am I going to repair that? So I also wanted to share some ideas about how you can go about reattaching your body clips if you do have a landing that rips one of the rubber tethers in half like I did. Let me just show you. So you got your chassis goes back to here, and with this dust cover you are covering the entire section, and your ESC is covered on this side. Before I did that, when I was running this truck, I found that this compartment was getting full of debris. I was getting a ton of stuff into the ESC heat shrink, and a little bit was probably getting chopped up by the fan. The other thing that I did that you might want to do is I went over this in another video a little bit, but I just took blister pack, any packaging that you've got that's impossible to take apart. That's what I used over there, is just the flat back of a blister pack. So any package you've got that was impossible to open, that was blister pack. And I found a corner piece and glued the corner piece in here. And then I glued a short piece in on the face of it to just meet the gap all the way down to the bottom of the chassis here, because the pinion cover, the gear cover here, and your center differential, the cover that they provide only goes halfway down. This is glued, this is stuck on with double-sided tape that was included in the package for the battery compartment. So when I take this screw out to adjust my gears or make any changes, all this stuff is not attached to the chassis in any way. You take this single screw out and the whole cover comes out now with the additional guards that I installed attached. So it doesn't diminish your ability to, work on your vehicle, pull things apart, check that your meshing is good, check your gear wear, lubricate if you're someone who's actually going to do maintenance to these. I would recommend it. I would recommend getting shock oil. These shocks are pretty easy to rebuild. You can get a seal kit and just refill them with oil. The caps are removable. I've taken these off and adjusted my mounting points, both upper and lower, to the outside position, outside top on the bottom, and just the outer hole on the top to give more leverage on the lower control arms and to provide a stiffer spring rate. I cranked these all the way down in the back, and I gave myself a little bit of forward rake on the front. So it's about 2/3 of the way down and all the way down, and then just back threaded on to like 2 or 3 rotations just to get some thread engagement here. But I have a slight forward rake to keep my wheels from popping off the ground when I accelerate hard. I don't have my wheelie bar on because I just don't like the way it looks. So yeah, hopefully this is informative, and I do think this is the best way to put the battery in. I'm probably going to reinstall my 2200 in the other direction as well, just because I like this wire routing a lot better with my ESC. It should fit right in perfect, and it should be no problem going back and forth between batteries. So anyway, hope this helped, and I will update you if this thing gets further destroyed. I'm sure it will. All right, take care.